Next question is from Kirk Pata. When do you know it's time to change up your workout routine?
There are signs that will tell you that you might need to change things up, but ideally you'd want to change your workout or routine up before you start to see these signs.
Yeah.
But the truth is, most of us will like a workout, we'll do it, and then we'll kind of wait till the signs start to pop up.
Yeah, it's almost like a black belt move.
Yeah.
Also keep in mind that changing your routine sometimes is just manipulating sets and reps and tempos and rest periods too.
Not necessarily the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't. So sometimes people think that, I heard on Mind Pump that I should, routinely change my workout routine. And so they think that means you have to go from, this like MAPS anabolic, squat, bench, deadlift type of routine to something totally different. And you have to, it's like, well, no, the way MAPS anabolic is written is that we take you through different phases within that program. So you technically could repeat that program multiple times before probably needing to move into something that's more like mobility driven or multiplanar type of movements. But you can change up a routine. Every couple of weeks with manipulating the sets, the reps, the tempo, the rest periods, but stick to some of those big major movers. And then after I've been following that, maybe I'm lifting anabolic style MAPS anabolic style where I'm doing heavy squats and deadlifts, and I've been running like in that kind of loop for say 6-9 months, and I start to notice achy joints or things like that. That's normally my body telling me that it's time to move into something that's more body weight focused or mobility driven or functional training. Like that's when I'll train.
Yeah, I wish I would have put up there's another question addressing exactly what you're talking about, because they were asking more about like, how I could, if I changed this one workout routine up, like what would that be okay? Would that be beneficial to me? And it's like, you really don't have to change a lot of the exercises except for the way you do the exercises. The only caution I would say, so besides like changing like the tempo and the reps and, kind of manipulating some of those variables, you do want to consider certain things that are maybe void in your programming. So, if you're not moving at all laterally, let's say, if you're not rotating quite as much, if, certain movements aren't being expressed, that's where you want to kind of peer into that, because that's something that, your body is always going to go with strengthening what it's being presented and like what you're constantly kind of engaging with. So that way, like your body stays strong and effective at those things.
Yeah. So signs that you need to change. Well, there's I'm not getting any more results or I'm not progressing. Now, the problem with that is sometimes that has to do with, or oftentimes has to do with other factors.
Yeah, nutrition, stress.
Yeah, it could be your diet, could be your lack of sleep, stuff like that. But that's a sign, right? That's a sign you want to pay attention to. Pain is a really good one. And not just an injury, but rather
it's chronic
stiffness. Yeah, you're just kind of noticing your muscles at their insertions are a little sore, or exercises that didn't hurt you before. Now they're starting to hurt you. Like that's a really good sign. That something's not right, that you need to change your routine. Boredom is a sign, not the be-all, end-all sign, because some people just want to change everything all the time, but it's still something to pay attention to. I mean, you could be doing the same workout over and over and just be like, I want to do something different. Well, then that might be a good time to switch up your workout. Excess fatigue is another one, or the routine feels too easy. Now, I know that seems like an obvious one, and people just make the workout harder. But there's people out there, they'll do the same thing all the time, same weight, even though it gets easier, and someone needs to tell them, you got to train a little harder now. I see clients like that all the time. They would do the same weight, same exercises, and you need to challenge yourself. So those are some of the classic signs that you need to change your routine. But for most people, you probably want to stay consistent with what you're doing for at least 3 to 4 weeks, and then change something.
Yeah. Try and stay ahead of it.
Yeah, and then change something. The reps, maybe the sets or the tempo. And I would say every 3 months or so, maybe make more foundational changes to your workouts. That's kind of a good, good general advice.